Greetings, Captains, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command, Orion Pirates Plus mod. I am Captain Tirak of the heavy battlecruiser USS Rommel, as we continue our campaign against the Romulan Star Empire. And the Rommel is something we have not had yet so far in this season. She is not just any kind of heavy cruiser, she's a battle cruiser. Before, we were in the Richardson, just a normal command cruiser, which we traded in for the Stephenson, which was a heavy command cruiser. Well, we've left the command behind, and we have gone into a BCG, a Kirov-class battle cruiser, one of my very favorite Federation ships in this game. It's probably not an optimal switch, all things considered, simply because, well, we're fighting the Romulans, and so photon torpedoes and long range are a bit of an advantage, making the BCJ and the BCE probably better choices, but I don't care. I love Makarov class, so let us set out into space and finally get to use this bad boy, because she is definitely a favorite of mine. And let's start out with an Enigma mission. A random vessel will spawn in the middle of the map containing potentially drugs or dilithium, or alternatively nothing. Unfortunately, we got into this spawn position, which is the spawn position where the AI actually acts like it has a brain. See, the more common spawn position spawns the ship right out here in front of us, and then we can move towards it, and the AI will also move towards it, but the AI will move towards that ship to the exclusion of absolutely everything. And to that end, it will fire its plasma torpedoes into the disabled vessel, which is this, by the way. Because of that, it makes it really, really, really easy to just completely break the AI and destroy them. However, when you spawn in this position, the AI identifies you first as the primary target, and they'll thus try to kill you. It's not ideal, to be sure, but it's actually probably the way the mission should turn out. So let's just wait until he hits our range of 72. That's sort of the, not arbitrary, it is the range of the missile, because missiles that we fire will travel for 3 turns, because our missiles travel at a speed of 24. 24 times 3 is 72, which means that the nominal range of our missiles is 72. Of course, we are moving closer to each other, because he's heading 16.6 and increasing in this direction, but you get the idea. So we're going to wait until he hits about 72. We'll start opening fire with our missiles and hopefully get him to Wild Weasel, because the AI, we've noticed, has been really fragile to Wild Weaseling for, you know, no more than 4 missiles. So we're going to give that a shot. Also, we do have expanded magazines on at least one of these launchers. I believe it's the G-Rack, or no, it's the B-Rack here. The extended magazine version. And we have the first 2 shuttles ready. We're going to go do this, and then face this, and make sure that we do not crash into this, because that would be embarrassing. Also, we'll take an opportunity to increase our speed up to the maximum that we can possibly make. Missiles, of course, cost no power to spend, so we will spend them often and hard. As the missiles slowly somewhere travel? Where? Did we leave them that far behind, or are we just not seeing them anymore? Where are my missiles? I may be going blind, but I do think that I'm not seeing missiles. They're somewhere around here, because we've just lost control limit somewhere. It's not super important, we're just sending those his way to kind of distract him and make him leave us alone for a little bit. There's no really other motive. Also, we're trying to dash towards this so we can steal the lithium crystals. It's not worth much. It's 50 prestige if you manage to nab this, but every little bit helps, and this thing is on a timer that will eventually explode. Someone's just launched plasma torpedoes. I'm assuming those are D-type plasma torpedoes. Get within range, and then we will look. And in range. Stealing that. And I assume, yep, D-type plasma torpedoes. However, that still prompted the Wild Weasel response. I don't understand why the AI is so susceptible to that, but they are. Let's slow down even more. We'll prep another Wild Weasel. We're not going to do another scatter pack. We're going to hold that just so we have enough missile launching ammunition, which, by the way, continues to engage with. I'm a huge fan of drones. They are one of my favorite weapon systems, which is why my favorite race in this game is hands down the Marak, but oh, drones are so good. We are actually in a position to open fire, and he's not set up with any sort of defense shift, so let's give him some of that business. 3 good hits. Nice job, fire control. They've been on a little bit of a slump lately, so I'm really happy to see the fire control actually managed to hit something with photon torpedoes. We're going to immediately start to pull away. After all, we do not want to engage him too closely. At this point, the missiles are just there to try and bait out as many Wild Weasels as we can possibly get. Knocking through a D-type plasma torpedo is not easy to do, but we can try, and we shall. Continue missile engagement. We do need to keep in mind we only have 6 more times that we can do that, because this hardpoint only has 12 missiles in it and has 2 points that it can fire from. We're just going to keep the speed up, kind of play along the ranges, and just keep shelling him, see what we can do. Have I run you dry just yet? Nope. He still has enough plasma torpedoes to take that out, but there's another Wild Weasel. That's what we're waiting for. We're just steadily burning him down. Now he'll have between 2 and 6 shuttles. He's used up 2 so far. I would not be at all surprised if he had a few more. Let's continue to just sort of loop around here, play the edges. Like I said, the BCJ, which is the New Jersey class, it basically has 6 photon torpedoes, all facing forward, and the BCE, which is the Excelsior class, which has 4 facing forward and 2 facing backwards, is probably a better skirmishing ship for this campaign, purely because Romulans, you fight them at range. If you get close, you're being kind of stupid. And so more photon torpedoes is more better. However, we're going to make do with what we've got. Only 2 hits from that range. Gunnery, come on. So they're managing 5 for 8, which is above 50% so far. But I'm not super happy about it. I want 100% accuracy. Nothing else will do. Any failures to meet my expectations will be punished harshly. We're also going to go a point of ECM just to sort of make his phasers a little bit less accurate, make him have to waste power. And I'm going to wait for him to get a little bit up to speed, and then we're going to spring a couple more missiles on him to see if he has any more wild weasels. Because it's funny. And the AI constantly is having problems with this. Let's check the map, make sure that we're not flying off of it. We are actually getting pretty close to an edge, so we are going to have to find a corner to go for soon. Unless this prompts a wild weasel, in which case we'll just zoom off in that direction. It might. It very well might. He has begun to engage with his D-type plasma torpedoes. And he decided to hold it. He might be out of shuttles. It's a possibility. I don't think it's a great possibility, but it is a possibility. We're going to dump another couple of missiles his way. He has picked up the speed. He does want us. He is out for blood. We're not going to let him if we have anything to say about it, and it just so happens that we do. So another 4 missiles heading his way. See how he wants to handle this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he may just be out of wild weasels. That is a thing. Alrighty, so photon torpedoes, they are on proximity mode. We're not in a super great position to take advantage of that, though, so let's go to our power. How much energy do I have to burn? That much energy. Let's get away from him. Prepare to fire another missile volley right into his teeth. I want to make sure. His shields are down to red, which is really nice. He does have a pair of S-type plasma torpedoes, which means we are kind of in a danger zone right here. It's not terrible, but it ain't great. He is slowing down, though, so 4 more missiles right into his teeth. Let's see what he does with it. Come on, give me a wild weasel response. I think it may just be out of shuttles. And I think we're going to wait a little bit. We're not going to wait any. We're just going to do this right on top of him. See how he handles this one. It'll be 6 missiles coming in from the side. We'll be able to immediately follow up with 4 more. And he is not doing quite fast enough to outrun these missiles. Although he is trying to do a little bit, because he'll be able to reduce the closure rate a bit. Which will kind... Oh, he's out of missiles. All right. So let's get our missiles into the fray here now. Boxing him a bit. We lost 2 of them, so we can only control 6, unfortunately. We're a little bit close to him, but I think we've got the angle. He won't be able to do anything. Multiple angles coming in from him. What will he do? Yeah, they just go right through. Nice work. So we're able to basically make do with just photon torpedoes and missiles to kind of keep him on the back foot. We've done 22 damage through, which means 1 missile was stopped mostly by the shield, but still got 22 points of damage through. Not bad at all. Shuttle Bay, how you doing? Give him another one. Yes, we are wasting all of the scatter packs because... Oh, here it comes! And he's gone into cloak. Darn it, that makes our life a lot more difficult because these missiles, most of them are going to just lose track. Yep, and he's pulled away, but it might be a good opportunity for us to go in. So I'm going to pick this opportunity now and we're going to go for it. I mean, we're not going to completely go for it. There is some things that we're still holding out. But I want to get an opportunity to get on in here with our phasers, which just wasted all their power. Wow, that's still hit with quite a bit of force there. Let's come in here to the defensive tab, turn that off. I don't need it. Unfortunately, most of my phasers are now offline, which is not cool. Photon torpedoes to normal mode, almost at off. That would have been bad. Phasers only is what we're going to select. I'm going to pass through and try and get a stern firing shot over here. Unfortunately, we're not in a great position to do it. Because, yep, there goes a mine. And we'll go bomb. All weapons select. All weapons fire. Didn't manage to get the shot that I wanted. We did hurt ourselves a little bit here because of the splashback from the photon torpedoes. Let's pass through him and just get away. More phasers. There we go. Chunking through his shields. We're going to hang around here just for a little while. Not too long. Just long enough to, cause some pain. And let's go over to repairs. Anything? We got a little bit of denting on our anti-missile defense system, which we don't use anyway. And our shuttle and one of our labs, but we're fine. Our shields are in pretty good shape anyway. Let's see if we can just keep on top of him. Increase speed. We're not going to hang here for long, just long enough to get a couple of rounds of combat in on him. Then we're going to sprint away nice and quick. He's not very fast. He is, after all, just one of the Klingon refit birds. So under cloak, they don't exactly do the best thing ever. Now is actually a good time to pull out. So last of our little phaser barrage, and we'll start opening up the distance. We'll use his mine for that. And if he comes out of cloak, we'll immediately be able to spring on him with a couple more missiles, of which we have, that'll be our last volley. Here he comes. So missiles, send them out his way. We're already on our way out, no problem. Let's get our shield reinforcement to the stern, because that's where we're taking most of our damage at this point. And power screen, tell me exactly how much energy, because I'm going to sap most of it. Let's just get up to speed. He is sprinting away. He still doesn't have, apparently. Oh, we got a hit on right through his stern. Nice. So he doesn't have a stern shield, or if he does, it's not much of one. Yeah, managed to cause some damage here. Apparently his D-type plasma torpedoes are just completely out of ammo. So we're almost built up to a speed that I want to be at. Photon torpedoes set into proximity mode. We know his forward shield's weak. Even though he was cloaked for a little while, it's not going to be mostly there. So we're going to wait for a good shot with the photon torpedoes. Out to range, no attack shift, within a range of 20. Photon torpedoes. Really? Come on, gunnery, that was bad. There was no reason for that badness either. Your attack shift right now is a 0. Sending you back for retraining. He's firing his, what is that, a G-type plasma torpedo? It looks like a G, but apparently he's only got an F's and S's. So that'll be long range coming downtown towards us. I've got no points of energy currently in the stern shields right now, but that's okay. This should burn out before it gets to me. I don't anticipate it actually getting through. So we're just going to lazily zip around out here. Once again, just extending the range. That's how you have to fight these matches because, well, photon torpedoes do not operate super well against plasma torpedoes at point-blank range. The plasma torpedo is kind of a stronger weapon. Let's just make sure that we're not flying off the map over here. Nope, we're zipping on through an asteroid field while not looking where we're going. It is, of course, a perfect combination, although it does look like we've managed to get some pretty important hits there. He's only doing a speed of 12.3, which kind of tells me that we hit some really important engine bits. Now, we do know that the Klingon ships seem to have a very vulnerable warp core, because every single time we get into a fight with a Klingon ship, if we get a couple of good shots in on his stern, he takes a ton of damage. Specifically in the power category. He's going into cloak, so we're just going to increase the speed of time. Just sort of hang around way out here. Until he comes out of cloak spring for us, there's not much we can do. I can't get close to him. We'll die if we try that. He's traveling too slow to transporter bomb it. Here he comes out of cloak. Alright, photon torpedo select. Give me a good angle here. Hopefully it'll be a front angle. Come on. Fire button. And again with the missing. Come on, gunnery crew. A range of 30 should not be beyond what you can do. I am expecting at least one hit at that range. But still, nothing managing to quite get through. He's still not doing well on power. 11.9. He's having just a bad day here. And he can't really catch up to us. 13.9 looks to be what he can do right now. He's probably repairing as fast as he can. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Because we can just basically run circles around him. Alright, we're going to come in here. We're going to try and get closer to a range of around 20. I don't want to get much closer than that just because, well, if we get a bad engagement angle, then we'll be forced into taking his plasma torpedoes. So under 20, attack shift to 0, 4 photon torpedoes. There we go, 3 good hits. Managed to weaken one of the shields that I wasn't really concerned with, unfortunately. But we're doing what we can. He's up to a speed of 15. We got to start dealing some hull damage there, otherwise he's going to be able to start catching us on our little sprinter rounds. We can't really afford that, but I know it seems kind of crazy because he's just a KWR. I mean, he's basically a Romulan heavy cruiser, and we're a battle cruiser, yet we've got to play as if we're the lighter vessel. Because at the end of the day, if he wants to, the amount of alpha damage that he puts out is quite a bit more powerful than the amount of alpha that we can put out. Which puts the Federation in the awkward position of having to play the nimble striker rather than the Star Castle. There we go, knocked out his forward shield. He has picked up his speed a little bit more. And I'm going to dump a couple more missiles in his direction. He's probably going to be able to catch them, no problem at all. Simply because he has phasers. Anybody who's got phasers can basically ignore that sort of thing. Increase the speed of time. And wait for that to go on in there. He is seeming to try and evade them. One got through, not bad at all. I will take that to the bank. Just continuing to zip on around, pull away from that because we don't want to get too close. Photon torpedoes are almost ready for another strike. And we are going to pull within a range of 20 once again. And again, we're not going directly in at him. We're coming at him in an angle which gives us a good pull-off opportunity. So photon torpedoes can be a little bit tighter on that angle so I can actually shoot the photons. There we go. He is trying to turn away to open up that shield. Unfortunately, it didn't work for him. Managed to get another good hit on through his forward shield, just steadily weakening that. And bit by bit, we shall chop him up. Oh, it's so weird to play this way. Like, this is classic Federation versus Romulan, but it's still kind of weird, especially since the last normal campaign we played was Romulan, where it was basically, okay, go on in, fake him out, then fire all your plasma torpedoes, the fight is done. It's not done, but you get the idea. He's coming in with another big barrage. Okay, that's fine. We're just going to extend then. If he's going to do that, we're just going to run. And his power is out now. So we'll curl back on in. Photon torpedoes, of course, ready to go. Got to make sure that we're careful on our angle and also careful not to hit anything important. That would be bad. And again, keep out of the right angles. We only want to be engaging him on our terms. So that means we have to come in at the right angle, at the right range, and the right speed. And 24 is a pretty good speed for this. Slow down just a little bit, see if we can prep ourselves for an assault. I'm really kind of hoping he'll come out of cloak, but I don't think he's going to come out of cloak for another couple of turns. So we will just extend once again, put into our stern. Here he comes out of cloak, not bad. And we'll zip on in here, slow down the speed of time as we come in for our actual approach. And again, we're trying to keep that angle there. We don't want to be going directly at him because it'll take longer for us to turn away. So we're just sort of hopping around back and forth here. And as soon as we get under range of 20, we spit fire. 2 hits, it's not great, but it's not terrible. So 50%. We're just knocking down this forward shield over and over and over. The only problem with that is hits to the forward section don't seem to affect the Romulan warp cores, or I guess it is a Romulan warp core, but more Klingon warp cores. So if we get hits from behind, we start dealing power damage a lot better, which is something we want to do because he's picking up the pace now. He was at 12, now he's at 18, and 18 is bad because we're only getting away at a speed of 24. And I really can't afford to go much faster than this because we need some defense and counters to his electronic countermeasures. So wait for that good angle right around where we want. There we go. 4 more photon torpedoes. Oh, 4 good hits. Thank you, fire control. Finally doing what we need you to do. So our tactical officers finally getting their range in. Managed to nail him pretty hard. He only had a single point of shields in the front too. That was 15 damage on through. Probably haven't taken out anything important. We're just not at that point yet. But steadily working him down, and that's the goal. Just keep zipping around out here. Keep the range open. Keep our angles open. That's the important part. If he comes right at us, then we actually have a pretty decent advantage because he has that weak forward shield that we can just keep exploiting. And he really wants to get in range with us because unless we get to a range of about, I really got to say 10 with those plasma S's, he probably won't hit anything. That one he did manage to bounce off one of his forward shields, but that just means it's going to be weaker for the next strike, and the next strike, and the next strike. Death of 1,000 Cuts Federation. Who would have thunk it? Well, everybody, because this is how we play. But that does mean that a single fight in an Enigma against a heavy cruiser is a fight that's lasting 16 minutes. Oh, but that is how this game should be played. We can't afford to go hog on him. We can't afford to just zip on into him and fire photon torpedoes and get into point-blank range and just blast away. That's a losing proposition. So he's doing that so he can cloak. We're going to get a nice couple of hits on through. This will also hopefully get us on a nice leaving course. And I don't think he'll be in range to hit. Yep, we're just going to burn him dry. It was a desperation shot, but at a range of 20, even from that angle, he wasn't quite able to make anything work. And he's really starting to lose shields here. I'm not feeling confident enough to go in on him just yet. It might be a good idea to try and zip by and do a couple of phaser overruns for the 3 turns where his plasma torpedoes are charging. But honestly, I don't want to risk it too much. We've had some pretty rotten luck in a couple of previous episodes because we got a bit cocky, and I don't want to replicate that again. We want to play it smart, we want to play it cool, and plus, well, the Rommel just got built, so we don't exactly want to scratch the paint just yet. We would like to get our deposit back if at all possible. So make sure that we come around to this angle. Again, we don't want to be going right at him. We want to be coming always at an angle, firing the photon torpedoes at the corner of the launchers. 4 more shots. 4 good hits right on through his forward shield. I'm not seeing any major power drop. We're going to launch a probe. We're going to have to drop a point of speed in order to do that to recharge the probe. So we've knocked out a D-type plasma torpedo. We've knocked out 2 of his phaser 1s, 2 more phaser 1s, and 1 of his phaser 3s. However, that still leaves both plasma S torpedoes and his F torpedo ready to rock. And it looks like this D-type plasma torpedo is completely out of ammo, so I'm just going to dump this on him. It's our last shot. There's no point in saving it anyway. See where this goes. I'm not anticipating very far, but you never know. It might burn up something. And we're looking at a hit anyway, so that still managed to get through. So slow down the speed of time because we're about to come in for another strike here. Photon torpedoes are about to come on range. They should be as soon as we hit the range. There we go. 4 more shots. Managed to hit his up shields, but we're steadily whittling him away. We're basically turning the entire front half of the ship that he's got into a do not face us zone, which is a bit of a problem. It's not a huge problem for a Romulan ship purely because these plasma torpedoes have basically a 120-degree arc, if not bigger. So it's not a huge deal to them, but after a while, it steadily starts to whittle away, and that's what we're doing here. Again, coming in for another firing pass. He is facing us with an angle. I want him to face me with the front, because if you do, I can put photon torpedoes right down the front center of that. 3 hits from fire control. Again, knocking down the 1 point of shields he had managed to regenerate. He's just having a bad day. Once I start seeing major power drops, then we know we can go in pretty much safely. But until that happens, we have to be wary. Again, all it takes is one really bad mistake, and suddenly your brand new battlecruiser is, well, a drifting ball of plasma. We would like to avoid that if at all possible. Even though he is down to a speed of 8, he's still very dangerous. You should never discount a Romulan cruiser, because the only point where they become weak is once you've taken out all those plasma torpedoes. 4 more hits right on through. There was absolutely nothing stopping that. He still has 2 of his S's and an F. That in total is 80 damage. Our forward shield is 36, I want to say, 34 maybe. So that'll knock through that and deal 50 more damage to the ship itself. That's not really sustainable. Now, how is he actually doing on power? I have no idea. Does it really matter? Honestly, not really. But we're just going to continue our normal tactics because we can basically exploit the fact that he's low on power and he's low on shields. This is the perfect position for a Federation or, Klingon ship to be in. And the reason I say Klingon is because the Disruptor acts kind of like a long-range photon torpedo. That's always been sort of the thing. The Disruptor and the photon torpedo cost the same amount of energy to charge, but... Ooh, that looked like a good hit. What do we got here? The Disruptor fires once every turn. The photon torpedoes fire once every other turn. And Disruptors also tend to be really accurate out to long ranges. Really great examples is watch any single episode where we fought the Klingons and had to run, because we would be fleeing as fast as we could go, and their Disruptors would just keep plinking away and smashing through the rear shields. There is no better ship for a Disruptor, no better place for a Disruptor-armed ship to be than running towards an enemy who's running away from him with weakened shields. Because he will just plink and snipe you all day long, constantly wearing down your power until he drags you back in a range where he can kill you. It is a painful lesson, and basically we're doing that every other turn to a Romulan captain. He just can't get within range. Now, he has managed to burn my magazines dry, which is kind of annoying, but yeah, another probe. Let's see what that did, because he can't have much left here. Yep, that's it for his plasma torpedoes. He's trying to fix one. Well, let's come in for the classic Federation firing pass. All weapons select. We're going in on this one. Make sure the photon torpedoes are set to normal. This is the point where a Federation captain knows it's time to go for it. And just to be extra safe, we're going to come in here, set up a repel beam, just in case. Our sensors told us that he didn't have any photon torpedoes left, so we should be able to do this basically with impunity, but you always want to be a little bit careful, because the last time we didn't, well, we got tractor anchored and it was painful. Yep. And that is about as typical of a battle as you can think between a Federation ship and a Romulan ship. Us just keeping him at range, using a little bit of a speed advantage to steadily wear down his shields, using our missiles to break him down, and then just steadily take him out. That'll bring the defense of this tile down to 9. We are steadily working away at it as we hop back home. High supply yard. We took 4 points of damage in that fight. From ourselves, actually, because the photon torpedo pass we did when we dropped our shields with the transporter bombs, it was a bit of a mistake, but hey. We also managed to get through that mission without using any wild weasels. 49 prestige for the missiles. And yeah, that'll actually do it for today's episode. 1 battle, but that's the classic battle you can expect. And I would actually hold that up as probably one of our better fights that we've ever done, just from a tactics perspective. Not perfect, after all, we did still, self-immolate ourselves with photon torpedoes in that one shot, but that's, if you ever want a tutorial on how to fight Romulans, that's kind of it. That one or the light cruiser versus heavy cruiser one way back at the beginning of the season. Anyway, I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification every time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.